I've got 4 more panels to install today. I can only do 3 of them because I ran out of VHB tape because I pulled all 4 of those off last time. Well, it's the next day. Let's see how these worked. They did all right. Still a little bit tacky. Maybe I can mold that. Good job. It's all sealed. I don't have to worry about water getting in here. And these are on there. Look at that. Flexes the aluminum before it even thinks about lifting up. Today's job, in addition to mounting 3 more panels, is to run all the wiring. So I have to figure out where to run all this to pass it through the fridge vent. So I'm going to be cutting my wiring, getting ready to wire it in. What happens is it all comes to a combiner box right here. Every gray cable, every panel is individually wired 1-to-1 to this box. Then we have an output from that box. It has some big cables that go right through there, drop down to the interior to go to our charge controller. So today I'm just figuring out how long each one of these needs to be and kind of laying that out. Combiner box is going to be right here. This cable is super silky. I love it. It's not stiff at all. It feels like welding cable. Now I'm going to label all my cables so when I go down I can wire them on the ground and then bring them up with the cable and it'll be all set to go. The way you should label trailers is not driver and passenger. That's stuck in me from my 4x4 days. But you should label them curbside and street side. So when you park it, one side goes against the curb, that's the passenger side, and the driver's side is the street side. But my brain doesn't work like that yet, so we've got drivers and passengers for me. Anyway, I'm leaving these about a foot or 2 long, so I've got options. Yeah, pretty straightforward thing. Just run the wires where they reach to where the combiner box is. Since this is a fairly small trailer, nothing's more than like 10 or 15 feet. I think this front one's the longest one that just goes right there. And I've got 90 feet of cable, which will be more than enough. I'm gonna finish up the wiring later. Right now I've got the sun and the temperature. I gotta take advantage of that. So I'm going to be mounting the rest of those first, then I'll be laying out the cable. Then if there's time, I'll actually be connecting some of the cables. Fall is here. You can see these vents right here. This one pops up to do the fan in the bathroom. I think if I run it at the highest setting, it'll still be covered. That's the goal. And then this is, I think, the gray tank vent or black tank vent. I don't even know what that is, but there's one on each side. We'll try and go over that too. So I've heard from other people mounting solar panels that they had plenty of clearance under here for the vent fan, but they must have had different arms because ours are not quite tall enough and the fan hits. That means I'm gonna have to either get taller arms or place this somewhere else. That's a bit of a bummer. I was thinking it would clear. I probably can't clear this either. As is typical with most do-it-yourself projects, one project leads to another. We've decided that while we're here, before we leave, we're gonna ditch this second AC unit and replace it with a Fantastic fan. We're gonna get a lot more use out of a Fantastic fan than a second AC unit that's not tied to our inverter. So we're gonna also gain a little bit more real estate on the roof, which will make our solar panel layout a little bit better. So before I'm gonna mount the rest of the panels, I'm gonna be removing this AC unit, which I have no idea how to do. Can't be that hard, right? Here's what we're dealing with. It's just got this tiny little hole right there, but this takes up so much roof space, so that's coming out. I think I'm gonna have to go inside to unhook this. I think it's mounted from the inside. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna start removing screws and see what falls out. Oh, got another set of screws. That's better. These little knobs, just turn these, which is interesting. Our power's off. This is on its own 30 amp circuit that's not even here, so I think we're good. Interesting. Wow, that's a long bolt. Alright, got a wiring harness here. Alright. One right there. The cool thing is, this is the same size hole between the Fantastic fan and an AC unit. Interesting. Oh, please, baby, please. Yes, I found the old wiring. That is wonderful. So we got power coming here. Thank you, whoever did this install. Means I can run my Fantastic fan once I get this out of here. How am I gonna get this out of here? Looks glued on. I mean, there's no rivets or anything holding this in. It's just a whole bunch of sealant. I think that's just glued on there. Really good news that I found this. That's my 12 volt power going to the Fantastic fan. So now if I can just get the old one off, I can put the Fantastic fan in here. I've been doing some reading and it sounds like this thing's just glued in there. Once I get all that silicone out of there, should just pop right off. I have no idea how I'm going to get it off the roof. That will be interesting. Not such a bad job being able to watch TV while I do this. Here we go. Got this disconnected. I just need to unhook these wires, cap them off, tape it all up, and stick that back in there in case a future owner or me ever wants to put AC back in here. But it's actually going pretty well. I say that now. Getting all that goop out of there is going to be so difficult. I'm going to go post this up for sale on the classifieds for free if anybody wants it. Alright, we'll see if anybody wants it. When you're a minimalist, it doesn't bother you to give stuff away for free. At least it doesn't bother me. It used to. Someone would probably pay 500 bucks for this thing. But at this point in my life, I just want it to go to someone who can use it. Boom! Cool. Cap these babies off. Tape them up. Just don't want anything becoming energized like the skin of the trailer if someone happens to plug into that. Alrighty. That can get shoved back up there and this guy can get rescued. Now I've just got to pry out all that putty that's up there. It's gonna be a long night. So 10 minutes after I posted the AC unit for free, my buddy Jacob, a 4x4 buddy, wanted it. So he's coming on over and he's gonna pick it up in an hour. That's pretty sweet. I'm glad it can go somewhere useful. Alright, the silicone's slowly coming off, but I'm trying a new plan of attack. This is a hacksaw blade, and I'm cutting the foam out, and then I'll just peel the foam off from the roof. That'll be way easier. Therese is back with the Fantastic fan. I've cut all the way around with the hacksaw through the foam. Ugh, I can peek out in some parts. This is crazy, but it will be nice to be able to run a fan in here. Wish I had one right now running. Oh. Yes, we're free. That's heavy. Take a look at that blade. Whew. Tomorrow I'll be taking all this foam and caulking off, but at least we got this out. That's great news. I don't know how we're going to get it down, especially in the dark, but at least my buddy's coming. There'll be two of us. Update time. Teresa has been spending the last 2.5 hours picking up a Fantastic fan that we found locally. But I didn't do very good research because I was in a rush. We got the manual one. It has no rain sensor, and it's a manual lifting thing, and we don't want that. So we're gonna have to find a new one tomorrow locally, which usually means paying $100 more than Amazon, which sucks, but we gotta get that up there, get it installed, and get moving. We basically want the same version as this, but with reverse flow. So this has 3 fan speeds, auto opening. It's got a little thermostat. I mean, it's not in degrees, but it tells you a rough idea. We'll set this for here. If it gets that warm, it'll open up and start blowing for fender. And that's what we want, just with the reverse speed. So we'll blow air in the bedroom and suck it out here and get some good circulation through there. Now, to find one of those tomorrow, I can't believe Camping World doesn't even have fantastic fans. It blows my mind. What do you have to say about this?
It blows your mind, it's a fan.
I didn't realize there's like 5 versions of the fantastic fan. So now you know. I totally forgot to film it, but my buddy Jacob just came over. We hoisted out the AC unit. Now we have an awesome skylight to look at the stars. And of course it's like getting super cold here, so I'm gonna have to patch that up just to keep it warm in here during the night. But that's a beautiful hole that is ready for a fantastic fan. I'm actually glad we did that. We probably just gave him $1,000 AC unit, and we still have to pay $300 to get a fantastic fan. But I still think it was the right decision for us, because the AC unit's no use to us boondocking, but the fan can sure be great. So that's that. All right, let's get that hole patched up and get relaxing. I guess I could wire solar panels tonight. I'd rather relax.
So these are already laid out, like I implemented them
Right.
about the size you want to do.
All right, when walking on an Airstream roof, you don't want to walk in the hole. That'd be ideal. That will insulate us from leaves and weather. And it's not supposed to rain in the forecast, and I'm really hoping to find the right fantastic fan locally tomorrow. So I'm gonna tape this down anyway. It is cold. Look at how much more room there is for solar panels up here. And we saved some weight up here, which is good. But now we have a 30 amp circuit we really aren't gonna use, which is just fine. We should call this channel "The More We Almost Fall Off the Roof." Whew! 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. Tomorrow, hopefully, we're 3 steps forward. The temperatures are gonna start dropping, and I wanna install this while it's still hot enough for the silicone to be sticky. So hopefully tomorrow I can find one of these locally. If not, we're hitting Amazon. Big change. That was actually pretty easy to take off. That's the face of your wife hoping you don't die coming down the roof.
I'm ham cramming for tomorrow.
Teresa's ham test is tomorrow. She's been studying like crazy, and she's passing her practice exam. So fingers crossed she passes it first try. If not first try, she'll pass it second try. She'll pass it first try.
I sure hope so. I just want to have it. I just want to be done.
I don't know, this is kind of hot with the towels sagging down. Maybe we'll keep it like this for a little while.